We will now hear from our esteemed keynote speaker, Dr. Mansour Al-Awar, Chancellor of Hamdan bin Mohammed Smart University, on the characteristics of highly excellent organizations.
Your Excellency, Captain Jum'a, for a well-articulated and good start for the virtual conference today. Uh, I'm privileged actually to be with you today, this morning. And the title that you are seeing on your screen currently is being suggested by your esteemed organization. However, I might go a little bit back in history before I just start. So I'm just going to highlight the importance of the excellence that you are doing. And we have seen the video and we have been listening to the group CEO talking about pursuit of excellence for the Abu Dhabi port. However, for me as a person, the mastermind and a great teacher and a great leader that actually triggered the excellence in this region, in the MENA region overall, on the political level, is His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the deputy and the vice president and the prime minister and ruler of Dubai. And his book, actually, which was published right in 2005, around that date, he says, I always tell my team, in the race of excellence, there is no finish line, and this becomes more realistic every day. And what actually makes this a reality is the speech that His Excellency, the CEO, the Group CEO, Captain Juma, has already delivered, that the organization itself, the Abu Dhabi Port, is an excellent organization. So they need to make another leap forward because, as His Highness is mentioning here, that there is no finish line. We pursue for the excellence throughout. So that was what we begin with. So I think, in a nutshell, the excellence overall, the quality overall, is about development. And of course, the development, by development we mean change for the better. And this is obvious. And the change for the better doesn't happen but with an excellence and quality management. So I think it's something vivid, something explicit to all of you that you are pursuing actually and you're practicing. Now, I will remind very quickly about the pillars. That those main pillars actually is the science behind what you guys are practicing, what we are going to be able to see, the element of excellence in the future as well. And it is somehow a golden basic principles that we shouldn't forget in our pursuit of excellence generically. So we need to have the knowledge and awareness. We need to have the training, the practice. We have to have a knowledge management, and we have to have research management as well as innovation management that our CEO has already alluded to. But I think the research component is very important. The innovation is important in terms of the excellence, knowledge and awareness, training, and all these type of 5 pillars together form a scientific foundation for what action to be taken in the next of my speech. These are, ladies and gentlemen, the main elements of excellence in any organization. It is not something that I'm going to add maybe to what you know, but however, emphasizing in the beginning of this wonderful day of excellence in Abu Dhabi Port, throughout this virtual forum, I think it's very important to remind ourselves to the key things. I think the journey of excellence in the United Arab Emirates, it's been there since mid-90s in the 20th century, and it has now almost approaching for the 30th anniversary. But I think throughout this 25 years, generations change, and I think I'm quite happy to see also those young entrepreneurs, young leaders within the Abu Dhabi Port are leading this journey for excellence into this esteemed organization like Abu Dhabi Port. So I think these elements are quite important. I just remind even the new generation of certain fundamental concepts in terms of main elements of excellence in organization. The first thing is, actually it's not the first, but it is actually containing the whole thing that is going to come afterwards, is the leadership. Two magic words in terms of the leadership. I have been taught by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid that the excellence starts from the top. What sort of commitment, and that is the magic word number one, leadership commitment. And I think you have already noticed the commitment of excellence in the top group CEO is there. And that is why he encouraged me actually currently to talk a little bit much more wider and more be frankly. So is the commitment of the leadership. The second magic word for the leadership is the style. Leadership is style, because excellence needs totally different style. I've been privileged to have established the quality department, excellence department in Dubai Police. It was 16 years ago when I left, but I had the privilege to be there, and I heard His Excellency Lieutenant General Dhahi Khalfan, at that time was the Commander-in-Chief of Dubai Police, in one of his public speeches talked about. He said, I was a dictator, on a dictatorship part of the style of my leadership, until 19 quality. 19 quality. He mentioned it as a date, 19 quality, because it needs different part of the style of leadership. And I think in your program after me, I think that we're going to be eluding much more emphasis on this. The second element is establishing the culture of excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, the echo. No matter how many awards we win, no matter how much recognition we receive, these are all, I consider it sometimes, is a part of our PR strategy. But the culture, the ecosystem within the organization is extremely important. And I think that is something that we need to be well aware of, the culture. It needs lots of training, lots of awareness, and some of the things that you are doing currently now is part of this awareness, particular awareness of establishing this culture, that ecosystem of the excellence within the organization. The third thing is the totality of excellence, or excellence totality, and that clearly means three steps that we always look at. Is the excellence from all aspects of service. No matter how small, or sometimes when we go to a certain organization, I ask them, how many services you provide? He says, I think, I believe, I guess. These are not the words that we use usually in an excellent organization. We need to be really counting the services that we do. So the service has to be totality. The second pillar of the totality is the excellence covers all audience and customers. It's extremely important, because some customers will receive a quality and some others would not. This would not help the organization. The third one is the excellence covers all staff, all employees, with no exception. And I think these totality of excellence is extremely important, because if we don't have people who have conviction within the quality and excellence in awareness, they cannot provide even a good service. And then you will be having a problem with service delivery at that time. And when we talk about AI and innovations, but the people who are behind those type of technologies as well, they have the culture of the excellence, and they can provide much more advanced steps forward for the excellence. I will always remind myself and remind my colleagues about how I'm going to be able to advance my services, how I'm going to look into it. I know that some of you might know this ladder of service excellence that we provide. Sometimes it will become basic. It starts with basic services, and then if you have elevate one step up, it's about expected services, not basic but expected. And then, of course, as you go for excellence, you will be having an unanticipated services. And of course, at the top, because of excellence, unbelievable. But there is one cautious point that I need to remind you all. Sometimes when I put the unbelievable on the top, that because of excellence is unbelievable. But sometimes it becomes unbelievable if it goes down here from non-quality and non-excellence. It was also unbelievable. So you need to be well aware of that. One example that I always been given to all people, that a businessman, it was in late 90s. He's on a trip from Singapore, and he's caught in a delay of flight out of London Heathrow. So he wanted just to be able to inform his wife in Singapore that don't pick me up at the time that is there. I'm going to be 12 hours late. He looked into his watch. It was around 2 a.m. Singapore time, and he didn't want to disturb his wife. So he called his he had a credit card with a bank, with a Citibank, and he called the operator. That he said that the operator said, "Sir, how can I help you?" He said, "I'm stuck in London. I have 12 hours. I'm in layover." He said, "Sir, would you like me to book a hotel for you just to rest?" He said, no. Would you like, sir, to be able to increase your credit limit because you would like to do more shopping? He said, no. And then she said, then how can I help you, sir? He immediately responded at that time that in Singapore it's 2 a.m. right now. I don't want to disturb my wife. Would you be able just to call my wife at 6 a.m. not to let her get out to the airport early? She said, with all pleasure, sir. Now, this concept of unbelievable, if any one of us, received a call like this one, which is not in the core business of the credit cards, he says, "Sir, are you considering us a hotel, for instance, for wake-up call, or what exactly you need?" But it was really at that time, I'm talking about almost 22 years ago, 25 years ago, is about the concept of the quality and service quality and totality of excellence when we talk about customers. Look at His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed, what he talks currently now.
التميز ليست وظيفة وإنما صفة لكل وظيفة. لقد كنت سباقا يا سيدي في بناء صرح وفكر وثقافة التميز. لقد علمتنا أن التميز جهد وعطاء وإنجاز.
Now, the fourth integrated policies is important, the fourth element. Policies needs to be integrated horizontally and vertically, and that is where we lead to our stability of our program. And I think it is very obvious from my interaction with the ladies and gentlemen throughout preparation for this particular forum. I think you have these type of stability, you have this integration, horizontal and vertical integration within all policies, because that will bring stability to our programs. The fifth element is the promotive spirit of initiatives. This is very important, and we need not just only a reaction style, but we need almost a pro-action style, and that is exactly what makes the organization excellent, because of those type of initiatives and the feedback tools and the I think in early 90s I was attracted to a slogan that the British Airways at that time, it had on all of their check-in desks. He says, "Your complaint is our compliment," and I think that one, it was 25 years ago. Because of the complaint system that people had, we didn't have at that time the social media and those type of advanced communication style. But I think the promotion and the feedback tool is extremely important to have one. And suggestion systems or employee incentive. Now we have all these type of and incentives are very extremely important also. And sometimes I've been confronted with His Excellency General Wahi when we started the suggestion scheme within Dubai Police. We needed to incentivize the staff, the policemen at that time. And he said, okay, we'll give them certificate of appreciation, certificate of thanks, certificate of gratefulness. I said, Your Excellency, these are all kind of a paper thing, is a certificate. We need to incentivize them by something to be liquefied. I mean, it's the Nobel Prize winners, they get the certificate. It's a very, it's a great kind of appreciation to get a certificate of Nobel Prize. But besides that, in addition to that, they give them a check with $1 million US. So I think when I told them this, I said we need to be having a system to incentivize our people. The sixth is the updated governing regulations. Ladies and gentlemen, this is extremely important because governing policies sometimes, it happens not to change as the pace as things are changing on the ground. We need to be able to make sure that the governing regulations will not become a hurdle or an obstacle towards advancement of pursuing excellence. And I think that's extremely important. The seventh is the continuous improvement efforts. And that's one of the key elements of organization, and it was very obvious in the speech of His Excellency Captain Jum'a, and requires a long-term approach. Is continuous improvement, it needs a long-term approach, it needs a sustainability of this approach, and I think one of those type of continuous improvement things is when I talk about suggestions. And I've been just only give an example. I went to Hershey. Hershey is a well-known company within the United States of United States, and it was in Pennsylvania. I went with my kids, and I was quite amazed with the level of happiness that the workers over there showcased. And at the end of that tour, actually, we were given a chance to talk to the CEO, and I raised my hand. I said, "What makes your people there so happy?" He said, clearly, he said, we had kind of suggestion scheme. We can have people to take the continuous improvement. But just we added two categories of this suggestion scheme awards that we would like to incentivize our workers. What were they, sir? He said, one, whoever pinpoint any kind of faulty malfunction in the factory, they will be given the award. Oh, that was I was amazed by the category when they incentivize in that manner. Not only the thing, and then the second he said, whoever suggests a suggestion and it will be rejected, he tries another one, rejected, 3 times, rejected, 4th time will be adopted, he will be given an award by themselves. So I think that's what continuous improvement and what the persistent for the quality is. Look at His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed when he talks about
أي شيء بتسويه إيجابي بيقولون الإماراتي، أي شيء بتسويه سلبي بيقولون الإماراتي. ونحن كلنا مسؤولين لصنع وخلق سمعة طيبة لهذه البلد، لأن كلكم راع على سمعة هالبلاد. ترى أنتم أمل هالبلاد، أنتم مستقبلها، وأنتم السلاح الحقيقي. ترى مش 3 مليون برميل، لا، أنتم مستقبل هالبلد، أنتم صمام أمانها. أن نحن نراهن على الإنسان الصحيح في مستقبل لأمانة كبيرة مثل دولة الإمارات.
Now, the 8th one and the last one is the adopted concept of community happiness. And I think the United Arab Emirates, we are blessed with our president, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, that they are pushing towards the happiness of the community at large in the United Arab Emirates. And that is one key characteristics and key actually elements of the quality. And by this, I would be concluding my talk with a final word, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you go, if you would like to test like a thermometer in terms of the quality, look into the organization. And these 3 concepts, I would call it always, excellence is what? Is a what? And excellence is a conviction in our mind. We need to be convinced, actually. We have a great conviction in our mind by excellence. And it's a passion, ladies and gentlemen, in our heart. And conviction And then the passion, the enthusiasm that we will be having, and a positive attitude towards the excellence and quality, what makes our organization different. And the final word, of course, is about tangible results in our hands. I mean, some people will talk about conviction. I mean, they are convinced, they are enthusiastic, they have the enthusiasm, everything, but there are nothing being tangible. The quality and excellence is something tangible. You feel it on the ground. And that is, I would say, my final word. And the last video that I would be sharing with you is from His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum.
وأنا سعيد أن أقول أن دولة الإمارات عندها أكبر فريق عمل واحد، وأفضل فريق عمل واحد. طلابه رجاله، وموظفيه قادته. هدفه الأساسي صناعة الأمل وصناعة الحياة وصناعة المستقبل وإسعاد الناس.
And by this, ladies and gentlemen, I hand over the speaker to you, Sheikha, and thank you for your patience. Thank you for giving me the opportunity and privilege to be there with you this morning. Thank you very much.